I want to actually talk to content creators a little bit more, but I want to answer your questions. If you have any questions, this Q&A is really just about like, what are your content needs from Twitter? Because a lot of people don't actually know how to use Twitter to optimize their content. So what are some challenges? If anyone has challenges that you're having with your content, let me know. Let's talk about it and see if we can workshop it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so with Twitter Space, I realized that you can't use desktop to, you can use desktop now, but it's not like mobile. There's still a bit of like difficulty in terms of maybe even seeing the people who are on the space and all that. Yeah, I think that's my first question.
So Spaces is actually still beta testing. It was rolled out about a year and a half ago, I think, officially, a year and a half ago. But we're still in some testing phases, so this is good feedback. One thing that's like a major problem is that it's not available to all Android users, and in Africa, you know, we're mostly Android users over here. So that's something that we are working on, and how to make the platform a little bit more user-friendly is still kind of in the works. So yeah, Spaces does have some trouble. I even have some things like the emojis, for example. There's only like 4 or 5 different emojis. So having more choices to react during a conversation, stuff like that, they're going to keep iterating on Spaces.
Sorry, my question is tailored more towards the content creation side. So I was going to ask, how do you generate like a lot or an amount, a certain amount of likes or like retweets on a certain maybe post you make or like content you create that you put out on Twitter?
This is a popular question. There is no magic formula for content to go viral or for tweets to be picked up. There are things you can do. Some obvious, like be super controversial and say something inflammatory, and people will respond to that, right? That's the easiest way, but I don't recommend it. So the other way you can really engage with your audience, or like interact with the people that you are following, respond to people's comments, respond to or interact with big accounts that you just like what they're saying. You never know, they might retweet you, you know? And especially when it's a conversation or a discussion that's happening, participate. Because the more you tweet, the more engagement you'll have. And that's true of any platform, not just Twitter. The more you interact, the more engagement you have. You just have to diversify how you interact. I think a lot of people put stuff on Twitter just out on tweets, but they don't respond to comments. They don't interact with, let's say you're following Barack Obama and he says something, why not respond? Someone else that's reading that thread might see your tweet. You know what I mean? So we have to think about, how do we use Twitter already? How are we actually optimizing what we already have? The audience that you already have, do you know who they are? Do you go through your following count? As a content creator, are you speaking to them on a regular basis? If not, these are things that you can easily change and see if your engagement increases. Then there are professional tools, which I can actually show you. So professional tools. This is if you're like ready to go, if you're a brand, if you're ready to go really deep on how you interact on Twitter as a brand. Let's say you're a content creator that has reached 500,000 followers and you want to really start to speak to your audience in a new way. Twitter for Professionals allows you to get into things like, well, I'm not going to do this because it's going to onboard me, but it allows you to get into things like ads, using ads to promote ads to further your message, crafting specific demographics for those ads. So choosing, let's say you want to put out a tweet or promote a tweet only to Nigeria, you can do that. So professional tools, I would encourage you, if you're already having sizable engagement and you want to go deeper, consider professional tools. If you're just getting started, consider Creator Studio. Does that make sense? Okay. If you are already established as a brand and a content creator, and you're looking to increase or expand your audience and your reach, professional tools is what I recommend. But if you're just getting started and you want to really like delve into content creation on Twitter, Creative Studio is where you should be focused on. And even if you're a big brand, you should still be looking at your Creative Studio analytics, as I mentioned. Any other questions?
So I see Twitter influencers and content creators, right? So for me, in terms of the Ghana environment, that's like the ecosystem, I see more of Twitter influencers
Yeah.
than Twitter content creators.
Yeah.
Because you realize that there are people who have probably gotten a lot of followers and maybe they are putting things there like, memes or something that's cool that can be in form of entertaining and their followers really like it. Yeah, like Ali J, yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's probably my favorite
yeah,
Ghanaian
yeah.
Twitter account
Yeah, so
because of all the things that he uses. You see here he has his newsletter pinned up there. As a content creator, you have the ability to actually put yourself out there, put your content on there. And yeah, you mentioned influencer. I think this is more of an influencer account, but if you go through it, there are photos, right? He's using mixed media. He's engaging with people. He asks questions of people, his audience. He's promoting things. So when you have that much activity on your page, the engagement naturally increases, right? Consistency is the main key for all social media. As long as you're consistent with posting content, you are likely to increase your following. Okay?
so then what account would you say is more of a content creator account? Do you
For
have
Ghana?
Yeah, for Ghana. I can say maybe you can check on Oyo Kwate.
I don't think, how do you spell it? I don't think I
Oyo,
follow.
so YOO, and then KOUA. Yeah, the first one.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
I think
don't
she's
follow
into
her.
more food,
That's
so
fine.
she does like food content creating.
Okay. See, but this is great because this is relatable. I don't know, she probably just posted it, but a rant about, I would click on that just because I'm curious, or if I've experienced the same thing, I would click on that, right? I think if you just go through the accounts that you consider content creators, influencers, look at what they're doing, look at their engagement as well. It may or may not be high, but okay, let's look at this one, for example, or this old tweet, never mind, sorry. Let's find another one with high engagement. I'm trying to think of another content creator. Okay, Spooky did he did the Twitter Spaces theme song. I don't know if you know Gabriel, but I would consider him more of a content creator than an influencer. But he similarly has, and he doesn't have like a huge following. I mean, that's relatively huge, but compared to like Callie J, who has like 1.1 million or something. But I think he gets really strong engagement. There are some tweets that are like really heavily retweeted. Yeah, so spend some time on the content creators that you know. There's another one that comes to mind who does a lot with video. This guy. He's great with video. Do you guys know him? So again, look at the following. And he may or may not be making them for Twitter, but he posts them on Twitter, right? So you could make reels, you could make stuff on TikTok, you can do whatever, and then bring it to Twitter. And you'll see that you'll still get that similar engagement. And video, as we mentioned earlier, is the best way. You left. Okay. Yeah. I wanted to ask you if you had an example of a video. You couldn't find one? Okay. No worries. I'll pick on someone else. Okay, any other questions?
Sorry, you were going to elaborate on, you wanted to speak towards the content creators more.
Sorry, yes. Okay. Sorry, remind me of the whole question.
No. It wasn't a question. It was sort of, you said you were going to speak more to the content creators after the Q&A session.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I wanted to focus on, again, we talked about like ways to increase your engagement, but like challenges. What challenges? You mentioned trying to get followers or likes or whatever. And I suggested that it could be from what you say or it could be from what you post. As a content creator, I think you should do both. You should be speaking and putting your perspective out there, but also engaging and putting content that is engaging on the platform. I think for likes and retweets, it changes quite a bit. It's hard to predict what people will or won't engage with. So there's no there's no real magic formula for getting more likes. But again, I would encourage relatability. That is the main thing that will cause somebody to hit that like button. Can they agree with what you're saying? And not in a okay, my opinion and your opinion sort of way, but just like this experience that you've had, I've had that too. That kind of relatable. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to know if there's any other specific challenges that anyone has had with creating content on Twitter, or anything you would like to know about just how to be a content creator. No? Do we all feel like we learned something about Twitter? How about you, sir? Yes? Okay. I like your pants, by the way. Those are nice. Okay, no other questions? I will wrap up. I will be up here. If you are not on Twitter, please come see me. I will help you sign up. I'm here to talk about anything related to the platform, as I mentioned. And yeah, it was nice to meet everybody. I'll put my handle back up here. If you follow me, I will follow you back. Thank you all.
Hello. You were saying if anyone is not on Twitter, they can see you. What
Yes,
about,
see me at the front.
okay, what
I'm
about,
going to ask questions.
okay, that's cool, but what about verification?
I don't handle verification. That's not my department.
But what's the process? What,
Okay. No, I'm
what
kidding.
does it take?
So for verification,
did you say
you
you're
have
kidding?
to. No, I actually don't handle verification, but I'm happy to tell you about the process.
Yeah.
I can't get anybody verified, but I know that if you are a media house, for example, or a content creator with an established platform already, there are ways to make sure that your application gets seen a little bit more expeditedly. Otherwise, the application process is open to everybody. You can just search for it on Twitter to apply to be verified. But it's a hard thing to guarantee because I don't make the selections. There's a whole team that handles that. So I can't tell you exactly what they're looking for, but I know that the more engagement you already have, the higher your following count, and if you have a press footprint. So if you are, if you've been featured in the news or if you've been writing articles, I think you submit 4 articles and 4 features with your name, and you're likely to get verified, which is not most people. So I know that that's frustrating to hear. There's no fast way apart from that to get verified. Yeah.
Regarding the Twitter Blue testing, you said we can subscribe with a monthly payment. How do you do that?
So if you go to your page, that same sidebar as I mentioned, if you go here and you go to more, and you go to Twitter Blue, I'm already a Twitter Blue subscriber, so you should be able, what should pop up is subscribe. Yeah, it should just say sign up for this. And then it's stalling, but I'll just show you some of the features if you can. The most popular is the newest thing, which is the edit button. If you are a Twitter Blue subscriber, you can edit your tweets. But other things that people like about Twitter Blue is reading articles without ads and having a longer reading pane to have everything kind of in the right view. Okay, so better news reading experience, early access to new features, edit tweets, higher video, longer videos. That's another big one. So you can do 10 minutes on Twitter Blue. I believe 1 minute is the maximum currently. Undoing tweets, there's a timer. So if you send something and then you regret it, there's a timer that will let you undo the tweet. I think it's 30 seconds to undo the tweet. And then the bookmarks folder. Okay, I actually want to talk about this because I love bookmarking tweets. This is where I steal your tweets. So if you're tweeting and I like it, I'm going to save it. And I put it in folders. You can do this too. Anybody can grab a tweet and save it. Come on, Wi-Fi. This is a Twitter Blue feature. I forgot. It's not showing. Okay, it doesn't want to show. But if you pull it up on your phone, can someone pull it up on your phone? Anyone have it? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Here's a good tweet. So if I wanted to save this to a bookmark, like if I really like it or I want to use it for something later, like a presentation, I do it a lot for presentations. I use tweets. So you can just pull up here, bookmark to folder, or regular bookmark is just like for all, bookmark to folder. What I do is I've created a ton of different folders and I save tweets in them. This is like something I like to do for fun, but you can if you're that kind of person. It helps you to find what you're looking for later. So I would encourage you to use bookmarks if you're that kind of person. It's really cool. And those are like Twitter Blue features as mentioned, the subscription model that we have. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, yeah, those are the good ones. Did that. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's better for the US because the publishers, we don't have that feature over here in Africa, but basically there's a list of publishers like New York Times, LA Times, Wall Street Journal, all those guys that are part of Twitter Blue, and they provide exclusive readership to members of Twitter Blue. Similar to like if you have a paywall reading their sites, you may have better access through Twitter Blue. So that's more so for the US. I don't think we have that feature here, but possibly will roll out in the next like year or so. Any other questions? This has been fun. Thank you all so much. It's been really great to engage with you. As mentioned, I will go and follow you on Twitter if you followed me. But I really want to encourage you once again to please use Twitter. I'm not just somebody who works for Twitter. I've been using Twitter since 2009. I was verified in 2012 as a reporter. So it's something that I use like almost every day. Sorry? My what? Oh, my handle, sorry. That's me, Chidera Monday. Thank you all.